Hey, what's going on YouTube? So, we're going to make another video real quick. It's not going to be as long as the other ones. So, what we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about this thing called mansplaining. Yeah, I've had a bunch of friends ask me if I would do a video about this. My fiance actually, asked me if I was going to do one too. There's been a few other people who have asked me to do one. So we're going to go right into mansplaining and what it actually is and if it actually exists. Now, first of all, I do believe mansplaining does exist. Do not believe, though, that it is only geared towards women. I believe there are just some dicks out there who are bigger dicks than I am. Probably have one. Anyway, we're just going to not go there. Oh, I want to so bad. Anyway, oh, God, now I can't get that joke out of my mind. Wow, I might be going to hell. Anyway, so, mansplaining. Here's what people say it is, and I don't want to just go off and say feminists say that it is, because not all feminism is bad. I personally am actually a feminist. I believe my fiance can do everything I can do. I also believe there are things that I shouldn't say everything I can do, because I believe there are a lot of things that my fiance can do that I can do. There's also a lot of things I believe that I can do that my fiance can't. I believe there are things that my fiance can do that I can't do. There's a joke I want to throw in here, but it's so inappropriate that I'm not going to throw it in there. That should tell you how inappropriate it is with some of my jokes I have said. If you want to know what the joke is, go ahead and comment, and I will comment it. I won't put on my YouTube video though, just because, well, yeah, I don't even know if I would comment what the joke is. You can go on to my Facebook page, the Ranting Cowboy. You can go on there and you can look it up, and you can put in the comments on there what it is, and I'll probably get put in jail again on Facebook for another freaking 30 days, even though I just got out for 30-day probation, or jail time, I guess is what you would call it. It wouldn't be probation, it'd be jail time. I feel like I'm in probation right now. Anyway, so mansplaining, here's what people say it is. They say that it's anything where you are condescending, putting people down while you're trying to talk to them. Men do that to men too. Why do we not freak out about that? Because it's happening to men. Nobody cares when something like that happens to a man. We only care if it's happened to a female. Why? This is why I believe that feminism is, I shouldn't say feminism, what feminism has become, not what it was. What it was something great. I was all for it, completely supportive of it. Women should make the same amount of money as men should. That's actually happening here in America now. It is illegal for them not to make the same amount as what a man is making. Now, you have to be working the exact same job as what the men are making in order to make that. So, let's say, like, you're working at frickin' Target, and you're a cashier, making $15 an hour. Then you have a supervisor who's a male, and he's making, let's say, $20 an hour. He's a supervisor. He's going to make more than you are. Let's say he works out on the sales floor. He's actually constantly going back and forth. I worked at Target, so I know how this works. He's going back and forth between the sales floor and the back room, trying to grab stuff, bring it out to the shelves, stock the shelves. He is probably going to be making more than what the cashier is making, because the cashier is just standing there. Their job is just solely to ring up. Am I saying the cashier job is not hard? No, any retail job actually, I feel like, is actually a stressful job. Do I feel like they should be making the same amount of money as what I'm making at Steelyard? Probably not. But that's a different topic for a different day. So, mansplaining. Here's what they say it is. Woman is trying to give off an idea, and the man steps in and says, this is what they mean. Gillette did a commercial where they did that. That is just a dick move. And guys do it to guys all the fucking time. Like, I've seen it where it's been a thing of, hey, I've got this idea, and then they take your idea. I don't want to go into the military stories. I was in a situation where still giving me a military story. Anyway, I was in a situation where I was at a class, and gave an idea of what we should do, and immediately after I got done saying what I thought, this guy who outranked me raises his hand, says exactly what I said, but tries to use bigger words. I'm just sitting there, and my buddy's sitting right next to me from the same unit I was in, and then this other guy sitting next to me from the same unit I was in, and they both just look at me and go, isn't that what you just said, only you used bigger words? It's like, yeah, what the fuck ever. He outranks me. He's from a different unit. Don't know him. Don't care to know him. He can go pound sand. Fuck off. That's what mansplaining is. Now, when it happens, like I said, when it happens to another man, nobody gives a shit. They just roll on with it. I personally didn't give a shit that the guy did that. Just like, whatever. We need to come to the understanding that there are just dicks in the world that are going to just, and yes, I know I just slurred my words with ruled. I can't pronounce that fucking word to save my fucking life. Go ahead and make fun of me for it. Everybody does. Don't care. People should realize from my freaking video I did about fan mail that I don't care what people say about me. I just don't. I want to give a shout out to my sister for giving me this awesome t-shirt. Roses are red, tacos are life. Epstein didn't kill himself. It was Bill's wife. So, moving into it some more though. Do I think that it does happen a lot to women? Sure. Have I personally seen it happen to a woman? I have and I haven't. What does that mean? I've seen it happen to women where they are just mind-boggled about what they're trying to say. They just like but kind of like what I do. That's why I don't care when people do it, because I know that, okay, I'm not good with words. So if somebody steps in and tries saying something, I sit there and go, you know what? I'm not good at talking to people. I should have been good at talking to people. I'm not good at getting my ideas across sometimes. Should probably be good at that considering what I used to do, but whatever. Move on. Charlie Mike. And for those of you who don't know what that means, it's continue mission. I want to give a shout out to my buddy Luke, because Luke actually understands a lot of these verbiages, along with my buddy Nick. I can say this kind of shit at work, and both of them just, they already know what I'm saying. And a lot of people at work would be like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Oh, Roger will call. What does that mean? Roger will comply. Yes, I will comply. I'll go into a video one of these days where instead of doing rants, I'll just give a bunch of military verbiage, so if you have a vet that you work with who's constantly using verbs, you can understand what they're trying to get across to you. But, continuing on, with this mansplaining ordeal, do I personally do it? There are times where I'll do it, I'll do something similar to it, where then I'll realize what I just did. Like, I'll do it to my fiance, where, like, I'll say something to her, and then I'll break it down. Most of mine comes from what I used to do. And it stems from that, because it's what I had to do in my job. And those of you who know me, you know what job I'm talking about. Those of you who don't, well, you can take a guess. I've talked about that I am a vet. You can take a guess as to what I used to do. But you probably can't guess what I used to do, but alright, I'll be right there. My fiance is awesome. I know I'm going to get hate because, oh, your fiance's out making dinner and you're making a video. Yeah, well, she's better at it than I am. So, continuing in though, well, I personally do not think that mansplaining is as big of a thing today as it was back in the day. I think a lot of it now is you have people who like at my job, my supervisor's been there for 30-some years. He tries telling you something, is going to probably take it as, or he hasn't been doing it for 30-some years, that's an exaggeration, but you get my point. He's going to take it as he's got more experience than you do, so he understands what he's trying to get across. You probably don't. And instead of asking you, do you understand, he just goes in and dumbs it down. Or, as we used to say, break it down Barney style. And now there's probably people who are like, oh, hey, I've heard my buddies say that, and that's what that means. He's dumbing it down. Wow. He feels like I'm dumb. Not necessarily, it's just that they have more experience in this field than you do. Does that mean that you're not a fast learner? No. Maybe you do completely understand. Just know that not every time that somebody is dumbing it down means that they are mansplaining to you. It just means that, hey, I have more experience in this, and I'm trying to make it as easy to understand for you as possible because I don't know if you actually understand this. And instead of me taking the time of, hey, do you understand? I'm just going to take the time and explain it to you a little bit better. Teachers do this. We don't get mad at teachers for doing it to kids. Oh, well, that's because they're kids. Well, yeah, because it's a learning experience. Just like anything else, it's a learning experience. You have to learn how to do the job. So yeah, if your boss is a man or a woman, I've had women bosses do the same thing to me, and it's just like, just move on. It's not that fucking difficult to figure out. We need to start growing up and being adults. And my generation's horrible with this. I unfortunately fall in that millennial generation where if anybody dumbs anything down, guys take it as, oh, they're trying to say that I'm dumb. Women take it as he's mansplaining. And it's just like, no, they are just trying to teach you. They are just trying to make sure it's as easy to understand as possible. There are some management that suck at that. And then once you tell them that you don't understand, then they go in and they try to dumb it down, and now you feel completely stupid because they sucked. That's not on you. That is on them failing as a manager. And so instead of mansplaining, instead of calling it mansplaining, we should be calling it manager-splaining. Because of the fact that most of the people I've met that do that happen to be managers. They happen to be supervisors. I am luckily blessed with a supervisor who, if I have a problem, if I have something I don't understand, luckily I am blessed with that I can go up to him and say, hey, I don't understand what you told me. And like I said, most of the time he's already explained it and dumbed it down, but there are some situations where you can't dumb it down enough, you have to actually show. And luckily he is understanding enough to know that sometimes somebody needs to be shown how to do this. So, that's my bit on mansplaining. I know it's not as long of a video, but it's the only topic I wanted to cover tonight, just because, well, it's a topic that I've been getting a lot of heat for, because people are trying to tell me that I do that, and it's just like, I'm not mansplaining, I'm just trying to explain to you, because you're obviously not understanding what I'm saying, and so I'm breaking it down Barney style. Have a good night. Keep doing what you're doing, and leave me the fuck alone, I guess. I'm fucking messenger. I mean, or don't. I enjoy laughing at you, but whatever. And yes, I know I'm not wearing the cowboy hat again, but fuck it, don't care. It's my show, I can wear whatever the fuck I want, so. Shout out, boys and girls, it's going to continue to be a bumpy ride.